Goober gang, what's up? I want you to pretend that you caught a record size fish. What would you do next? Not sure? Either was I, so I reached out to 10 different anglers that you know through YouTube and surprised them with the same question. Follow along through this 10-part series to figure out what they had to say. In the last episode, we interviewed Chad Fields from Fishin' with the Chad. He's also the host of The Bait Shop. And he passed the question on to...
I want to see that little buddy of mine, Kayak Mike.
All right. That's good because most of our anglers so far have either been bank anglers or boat anglers, and the boat anglers tend to have the best plan mainly because they've got those live balls.
There you go. See, now, that's exactly I was thinking. Anybody I pick, it's probably going to be already on the list when I start thinking of my first common name. So, Kayak Mike, you are next, brother.
All right, well, the Chad asked for him, and here he is. Who do we have, and where do you fish?
My name is Kayak Mike, and I fish out of Southwest Ohio, anywhere within an hour of the Cincinnati area.
Nice. So I know you fish a little bit on the Ohio River and some tributaries of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So when you're on the water, there's always a chance for a big fish.
Was that a question? Oh, my bad. I thought you were following. I thought you were following that up with something.
I might just leave it like that.
yeah, that'd be kind of funny. That's so on brand. That's so on point. And in this awkward silence, go to Kayak Catfish and Tournaments.store. It supports all of us anglers.
Yeah, so that was a question. Every now and then there can be some big fish on the Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely have our fair share.
Absolutely. Maybe not the fishery it once was, but definitely some fish still hanging out in there. Mm-hmm. Which kind of leads us into our next question here. If you were out on the water and a rod went down, and this is going to be interesting because you're in the kayak and you're our first kayak angler to answer this question. You ready for it?
Yep.
All right, so you're on the water, a rod goes down huge, and you get a glimpse of this fish, and it's a potential state record, maybe even a world record class fish. What's your plan? Do you have one?
So it's funny you ask this. When I first got into trophy catfishing, I did email the ODNR and I asked them the steps. And I don't remember their exact response, but I do remember my thoughts being, oh, I'll never do that because I'll kill the fish for sure. Yeah. They said, you got to do this, you got to do this. And then I remember in part of those steps, he suggested freezing the fish, etc. And I just know me, I could never kill 100+ pound fish because in the waters that I fish, I'm pretty sure you got to hit triple digits to have a state record or any kind of, record around here. So I don't believe I could. Now, never say never. Like, don't get me wrong, never say never. They might have laxed their rules a little bit. I believe it just has to be a certified scale now. Don't quote me. So I'm now friends with a couple tournament directors, Vince Nadosky, Stephen Hannon. If I was in the general area, I would call them no matter what time, day or night and say, hey man, I think I have 100+ pound fish. Can you please bring your certified scale? Because I believe it just has to be like on video and on a certified scale. Now, somebody can correct me. I don't believe location matters. I just believe the scale matters. And if I got everything on video, I think it'd be pretty easy. But I would mainly be doing it for the clickbait title.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
I don't even care about the record book. As long as the YouTube video got a few thousand views, I'd be peachy. I'd be super happy.
So I guess if you got your footage, that's one thing. But if you're actually going to go for that certification, what's your plan as far as handling that fish for the next maybe hour or two until somebody shows up to help?
So that would be difficult for me. I wouldn't want to go throwing any kind of like rope through its gills because you could suffocate them. I would truly just try and do my best to maybe gill him with one of the ropes for a little bit to my kayak and try and set up a pool maybe in a back creek or wherever I'm at and try and just like dig a pool out of water and just to do the best I could to keep him natural in his natural environment as best as I could without anything going through his gills because too many of these state record fish die. And teach their own. I'm not crapping on the guys who have killed state record fish. There's a good chance these fish are on their death's door anyway.
Absolutely.
But I also don't want any kind of record attached to my name dying. And that's just personal preference.
Yeah, and even if they are close to the end, maybe they've got one more breeding cycle in them or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
You never know.
Exactly. So I would try and like make like a mini pond next to wherever I was going to be weighing it or wherever the guy's bringing the scale, and try and have him swim in there. But I mean, 100+ pound fish, man, that's a good 5x5 hole you're gonna have to make for that.
Oh
dude.
yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like 2-3 feet deep. So it wouldn't be easy.
Yes, this is interesting. We've now heard from bank anglers, boat anglers. Boat anglers have it a little bit easier. A lot of these guys tournament fish and have the live wells for it, but kayak,
Dude, I just had an epiphany.
Yeah.
I have a rope on my boat. We all have electronic motors.
Right.
I could literally put it and keep the water going through his gills in the river if I wanted to, like 10 feet out.
Yeah, and you won't know them until we go back and release those videos, but there are some videos, some ideas just like that we've already discussed with some previous anglers. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to go back and watch that once I start releasing these.
That's neat.
Yeah, we'll go back and watch. Hagen Grubbs had a lot of ideas like that.
That's
That'd be pretty cool to watch.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, absolutely. He had some real kind of an idea similar to yours, but he involved pulling the drain plug on his boat. So that was definitely one of the more outrageous ideas that we heard in this little series here. But let's see, is there somebody you have in mind you might want to pass this question on to next?
I definitely want to pass this question on to my mentor.
Just because this video is over doesn't mean the fun has to stop here. Check out these videos down below. Catch you some more goobers while you wait for our next video to drop. Later.